Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Hey, yo, what's the word? What's the word? This your boy Big Keys. Keys against the world. One of the keys you're gonna need against the world is to always feel good. I'm back. I'm back giving you another episode of entertainment. Shout out to y'all. Once again, we damn near was on time. We was off like 10 minutes, but round of applause to everybody in the building who was on time. Shout out to y'all. Now we 5 days away escaped. I say the great escape because that's the only way I has getting out of jail. They must about to go up in there and Shawshank Redemption something. I don't understand. I do know for facts we 5 days away from January 7th, y'all. Well, I believe if it don't go her way, I guess she gonna have to Rapunzel, let down her hair to get up out that castle or some shit. I don't know what they're gonna do. I do know that we have the statements from the judge. Now I broke it down for y'all because it was a 50-page crazy work. I'm not about to sit here and read 50 pages for y'all. I am not Dr. Seuss. I will not read it in a box and I will not read it in a fox. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to break it down for the members only. We gonna show y'all some shit, but today I just want to pay attention to what the judge had to say because everybody talking about the defense, the prosecution. For one, the defense get paid to lie. That's her attorney. She paid her. She can lie for her. Her integrity does not lie with us. It lies with her. And unfortunately, it's a lie type shit. You know, the defense is saying some crazy shit. The defense is still rolling with the fact that Romeca pulled up on the residence. We got the files. So we know it. We know what's being said in these courts. I just want to go by day one, the day that she got detained, the day that they said she cannot pass go. She cannot collect $200. They said she had the pistol by her cuckoo mama. Crazy work. It was on her person. Shout out to everybody in the building. For real, for real. I'm just giving y'all what we gonna do type shit. I'm just letting y'all know it was 50 pages. I ain't doing that shit. Let's get straight to it though. Shout out to y'all. Now, we all know on September 8th, Romeca was dropping her son off at school. Carlos was just outside with James Brown the night before, didn't wash his ass, claimed he was going to the gym. However, crazy work, right? No one other than Carlos knew Quadeja was in town. There's no text messages from Romeca's side, from the defense, from the prosecution. None of that said Romeca knew that Quadeja was in town. Nobody knew that type shit, right? However, Quadeja was in town for the weekend. We know that at least from September 6th to September 8th, she was in town. And boy, did she paint the town red. Crazy work for real, right? Romeca had just dropped her son off at school after announcing to the world online publicly she was late dropping her son off at school. So now everybody knew whoever had a phone, a computer that day knew Romeca was late dropping her son off at school, right? Who didn't know Quadeja was in town was Romeca. Or she was still in town type shit. She was in town. She didn't paint the town red till after, right? Crazy work. So Romeca dropped her son off at school. We know what happens. Quadeja was parked over there the whole weekend. Crazy work. Didn't want to pay the fare, the meter, didn't want to do shit. You just parked your car right there with the same outfit on. And according to James Brown, your man, your baby daddy was out with him the night before. Crazy work, right? So now the court documents come out. They say, cool. About 8:30, Carlos come back in the crib from partying, smelling like mandingos and shit. He come back in the crib. He grabbed the baby. They drive around to Quadeja car at before 8:30, y'all. Romeca is late. So what they were still doing right there, who knows? You know, maybe it take a lot. Maybe it take a long time to put babies into car seat these days. I don't know. Crazy work, right? Now, what happened is Romeca dropped her son off. Now, I believe, as long in those four corners of that school that her son attends, she's in her right. It don't matter if she did a U-turn. It don't matter if she did a backflip. Her son go to that school. Crazy work, right? Type shit. I'm just painting the picture for y'all. So just remember that. Her son go to this school. She's still in the four corners where her son go to school at, right? She happens to see her baby daddy, right? So when Romeca see her baby daddy, she said, "That's that nigga. He was just outside with James Brown," right? For we don't know why, but there's two people here. For some reason, when people tell the story about what happened on September 8th, they keep leaving Carlos out the story. If y'all listen to some of these people that's telling the story for Holly and Team Holly and all that bullshit, whatever that's supposed to be, we don't do teams over here. We on the side of the truth, right? But when they tell a story, they keep forgetting that this man was there. According to his own words, it was unbelievable. He was there, right? So Romeca pulls up to him. This is her child's father, double parked in the middle of the street. I just dropped my son off. What you got going on? Type shit. Out of nowhere, that's where it take a turn for the worse. But pay attention because I'm gonna show y'all how the U-turn saved the case. Yes, if it was not for the U-turn, y'all, and according to the judge, if Romeca did not park in the middle of that street, that's when all the attention came, right? Now, I want y'all to remember, if y'all ever saw the movie Friday, remember when them niggas was pulling up on the block and Smokey and Craig was like, who was them niggas? But they had a gun on them. They didn't shoot at them niggas. Them niggas pulled up, they ran. Then they thought like, fuck that, we got a gun. We shot. Now, picture of somebody pull up on you in the middle of the street, and you're going to look first. So you alert, you see this person, they see you, that person's able to get out the car, they having a conversation. Now, a lot of people keep saying the witness wasn't there. The witness wasn't there. The witness said she was not there for the first 10 minutes. She said that they was arguing for 10 minutes. They was pulling up. People don't understand. I'm trying to figure out, where do y'all got the official witness statements at? Type shit. Because I know for facts, the witness said they was arguing for 10 minutes. They pulled up, she pulled up on the bus to an argument. But what a lot of people ain't understanding is why these people trying to say the witnesses wasn't there. But they was there though. They was just how they wasn't there, but he's there pointing out the man and everything. You put her in a headlock. So they was there for something. They just wasn't omnipresent. They just went omnipresent, just gone. It's just fucking crazy. Let's get into what the judge had to say about this shit. Because
I just need a hole in my head.
These ones are 65.
Yeah, you just now we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that part. Remember, y'all, September 6th, he just needed a hole in his ear. And he used a fraudulent card, a bogus card, somebody else's information to pay for that son's earrings. And we don't know what else he bought Quadesia, but that's going to play a part into why she didn't get why they didn't release her under electronic monitoring. Let's continue though. Type shit. Shout out to everybody in the building. Now this is the background. Oh, now I told y'all we're gonna get into the retail theft part, right? All right, now I just, like I told y'all earlier, I made it a little type shit. I didn't feel like doing all the reading and shit. So I just did what the judge said and the court said, technically. I don't give a damn what the defense say. The defense get paid to lie. I already saw she lied, said they pulled up to the residence. That's false, right? So boom, the Circuit Court of Cook County, the judge, James Castillo, however you want to say it, right? Type shit. Hearing date, December 4th, 2025. Now, this is the legal standard. The state, now this is when they keep talking about a fist bump, when they keep talking about all the witnesses is a lie, the defense had a chance to get her out of jail. They had a chance to prove something. They had a chance. Her side of the team had 3 chances. The state must prove 3 things by clear and convincing evidence. This standard is higher than most civil cases, but lower than proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So you don't even have to have proof beyond a reasonable doubt. This not trial. You just come with some evidence. Your ass could be out on electronic monitoring or whatever conditions we make for you. You got to prove it. So Quadesia on December 4th, before she was locked up, had a chance to prove why she didn't have to be locked up at the time. She could have been fighting the case free. They didn't prove it, right? Now the background. There was clearly bad blood between these individuals. This is not uncommon when people share the same child's father. Also, this is exactly word for word what the judge is saying, y'all. This is the court and the judge words. This is not me. This is exactly their words. I didn't change Not a damn thing type shit. Let's check this out. Order of protection. What did they have to say about the order of protection? A stalking no contact order allows someone to call police if violated. The defendant did not call the police on the day of the incident. Did she call the police when it happened, y'all? Or did she just jump into the business? Hold the fuck up. I am here. What do you want to do? I'm with the shits. I've been in Chicago for 2 days. I'm a real Chirac soldier. So she jumped in it for nothing. She didn't even call the police the whole time. Her and Romeca and Carlos was arguing. She could have called the police. She said, "Hell to the no." She gonna take matters into her own hands. We got Holly Foley. This is motherfucking Axel Foley from the Beverly Hill cop over here, right? So the judge say a stalking no contact order allows someone to call the police if violated. The defendant did not call the police on the day of the incident. So that matters. So when you hear people say it don't matter if she called the police, yes, it do. The witnesses did not know the defendant or the victim. They had no stake in the outcome and their accounts were consistent. So this is the judge words, y'all. This is not Key's words. This is the judge. He said they're consistent. So when you see a motion, the point of the motion is to prove that they're not consistent. It don't mean that they're not consistent. It's up to them to prove it. They're trying to find out, are they consistent? What I don't understand is if ain't nobody consistent, witness number one damn sure can't be consistent or trusted. I would not trust that nigga to go in the Family Dollar for me and get a loaf of bread. Where is my change, nigga? Let me continue. The victim was unarmed. She stood with her arms crossed, which is not a threatening gesture. This is coming from the court and the state. Crazy word. Escalation. The victim was struck with a car door before any gun was produced. So Romeca was getting her ass whooped. She was getting struck with a car door. This before any gun was produced, right? The chokehold. The victim was placed in a chokehold and attempted to break free with her hands flailing in the air. Right now, like I said, this is just the lip parts, but this is all his words type shit. The firearm. The defendant went to her vehicle and produced a handgun. Now, according to her lawyer, which the lawyer gets paid to listen to their bullshit and go back and repeat their bullshit, she's just gonna put up a fight with the bullshit. According to Holly lawyer, they said that the gun was on her person. Once again, if a person pull up on you in broad daylight, and you scared for your life with a gun on you, it's about to go down right there. There is not about to be a 10-minute conversation before it go down. That should sound absurd. Let alone after the 10-minute conversation, you get the shit smacked out of you for jumping scared. You jumping hard. You get the shit smacked out of you. We all look at you, say, "Damn, this is what you do." She get the shit smacked out of her. Now Carlos and Romeca go back to talking like ain't shit happened. And she over there talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, bitch." No, that you can't go shoot her. You was supposed to been did what you had to do. Crazy work. Continue. Right? The shooting. Let's get down to the shooting. Crazy work. One shot, a pause, then 2 additional shots. The pause was very telling and indicated intent. That's exactly this is what the judge is saying, y'all. This is out the judge's mouth. He said the pause was very telling and it indicated intent. Where was the self-defense? You're not pausing in a self-defense. And you ain't doing none of that shit. It's self-defense. It's supposed to be random. It's gonna be irate. If she would have shot Romeca in a real self-defense, it would have been like bah, 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 bah. It would have been like shots on the elbow, shots on the shoulder, a couple shots would have hit the bushes. It would have been a whole lot going on. This was a targeted hit. Crazy work type shit, right? We're going to get into the real. I got the real shit. The judge, which is to me, the icing on the cake is over with for, right? Cool. Self-defense. This conduct was wholly outside the realm of anything resembling self-defense. This is not my words, y'all. This is the judge's words. The conduct that she did was wholly outside the realm of anything resembling self-defense. The aftermath. The witnesses observed the defendants and witness number one fist bump after the shooting. Now, notice, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Pay attention to how all that shit was said. Then now the fist bump is being said. It was a whole lot of shit said before we get to the fist bump. The fist bump is just sauce on them ribs. It's like, damn, you did all that. Then you had the nerve to fist bump? God damn. That's the equivalent to y'all remember 9/11 happened and all that shit happened with them airplanes. And then Osama bin Laden had the nerve to start putting out tapes and shit. America was like, hold the fuck up. I know you ain't putting out tapes. I know you ain't. After you did all this to America, you putting out DVDs and VCRs. So the fist bump is just the icing on the cake. Crazy work. Crazy work. Public safety. The incident, remember this part, y'all. This is where she's batshit crazy. The incident occurred, this is the judge's words. The incident occurred in broad daylight at a busy intersection near a school. Electronic monitoring cannot mitigate the level of danger or prevent lethal violence. They're saying that if you put her on a house arrest bracelet, what's to stop her from going outside and I got a CCM. I don't have a restraining order on you. I don't have a restraining order on you. But if you put your name on this piece of paper and give me 7 days, I swear to God, I'm going to spin the block. What's to stop her on an electronic monitor for talking shit to people and starting another one up? That's the judge is saying this, y'all. So stop listening to people say the fist bump. It was because of the public. They was doing this to please the public. No, hell to the fucking no. No, hell. The public was the least of their concerns. It was about the community. It was about the kids. It was about the elderly. She don't even like feeding them and shit. Remember that. Why would we put you out on an electronic monitoring and you don't even like feeding them and shit? And we're gonna get into that because they said that she be helping the community, feeding the homeless and shit. You don't even like feeding the elderly and shit. Words. We're gonna get into that. Crazy work. Now, the final ruling was the court granted the state's petition for pre-trial detention. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this part. This is the part. The 3 prongs. Now, this is when her side had the chance to put up evidence with any of this, y'all. Proof. Number 1, prong 1. Proof is evident. Presumption great. Cut the heat down for me. Cool. This prong asks whether the evidence strongly shows that the defendant committed eligible offenses, all that good shit. Prong 1 is proof is evidence. So they could have argued prong 1. Prong 2, real and present danger. So she could have presented the fact Romeca posed real and present danger. She could have got out all this shit, y'all. Right? This prong asks whether the defendant currently poses a real danger to a person or the community. She could have easily said, I don't pose a danger. I don't listen. I love everybody. Honest to God. Don't listen to those videos with the never would I evers. And yes, on the crime scene, I did tell the witness to shut the fuck up, bitch. But that's not me, Judge. She could have said all that. The judge, her attorney could have said all that shit. They didn't. Because they couldn't. You can't. Certain shit ain't meant to be argued. Every fight ain't meant to be fought. Is you fucking crazy. Prong 3, no conditions can mitigate the danger, right? Cool. Let's see what the judge had to say. Because Ari didn't have a rebuttal for this shit. Her rebuttal was that she be feeding the homeless and shit, and she helped the Johnson Johnson baby oil peoples just oil up the community. Some shit. I don't know. It was some bullshit. Now, what the judge said about the 3 prongs, this is his words, not mine. Proof is evident. Presumption great. So based on all that, and obviously the victim succumbed to her injuries, I find that the state has met its burden by clear. Listen, the judge said that the state has met its burden by clear and convincing evidence as to prong 1. Because she didn't come up with her rebuttal for prong 1. She could have been out of jail. Cool. Let's see, could she get out on prong 2 type shit. Real and present danger. This is the judge. I absolutely find that this defendant is a real and present threat to witnesses as well as anyone. This is crazy work. Hold on, let me bring it up for y'all type shit. Boom. Right. This is the judge words. Shout out to everybody in the building. This is actually the judge, John Collar-Steele. These are the great words from Judge John Collar-Steele, verse 1, chapter 1 of Hass ain't getting out of jail. This is, you know what I'm saying? Verse 1, chapter 1, Hass ain't getting out of jail. This is his words. I absolutely find that this defendant is a real and present threat to witnesses as well as anyone who she thinks that their words justify deadly violence. Remix it. This is the judge. He said, I absolutely find that this defendant is a real and present threat to the witnesses. You know why she's a threat to the witnesses, y'all? This people, I don't know why, when you hear all these people that say they team Holly and all of this, they be forgetting he is witness number one. How can she come home and witness number one is her baby daddy? She posed a threat to him. What if the baby shit on himself and Carlos don't want to get the diaper? What if the baby shit on himself and Carlos said, I ain't changing that shit today? What the fuck you mean you not changing that shit? What you mean? You're the fuck. And then she get to chasing him with a butcher knife. Anything can happen. You been outside? How can he be witness number one? I'm trying to tell y'all, these people batshit crazy. They think they're gonna let her. Do you really think they're gonna let her out of jail? And the witness number one, what conditions? If it's a no contact condition, she still got to be in contact with Carlos somehow. They share a child. But picture this argument in the crib. You been outside? Where have you been, Carlos? Where have you been? You been outside with James Brown? I smell it on you. I smell it on you. I'm going to kill you. Listen, so how could, according to the judge, she posed a threat to the witnesses?
Come on, hey, look at these fake ones.
Now, don't try to jump in it now, Carlos. Wait your turn. I got you. You coming up. But according to the judge, she posed a threat to the witnesses before the witnesses was even put out there because her witness one of the baby daddies. Crazy work. And she almost shot witness number one. We're going to get into that, though. As well as anyone who she thinks that their words justify deadly violence. So she ain't for none of that. She ain't for no talking. She don't want to talk. This defendant was this defendant didn't give a fuck by the presence of witnesses, the public. Look, this is what the judge saying. This defendant did not give a damn about the presence of witnesses, the public setting, the fact that it was near a school, and that it happened in broad daylight. We're going to get into that part. For real. Prone 3. They could have thought that they didn't have no rebuttal for that type shit. Now, maybe they had a rebuttal for this. She did have a rebuttal for this. This is where she said that she's not a threat to the community because the Johnsons be doing whatever. I never heard of them. Never heard of the only Johnsons I know is the shit that was at the Diddy party. I never heard of them in the community. Is you fucking crazy? I mean, maybe Lake County. She's not even from this county. How she went to a whole nother county and wilded out and think they're gonna let her out of jail. She fucking crazy. Right? But according to Prone 3, no conditions can mitigate the danger. Electronic monitoring would not deter this defendant from harming the witnesses or anyone else. They keep saying harming the witnesses because her witness is the baby daddy. She damn near shot her baby daddy trying to shoot a woman who came to talk to her baby. They both share the baby daddy. But according to the courts, she's tried to shoot her baby daddy and she didn't want to talk. When Romeca pulled up to talk to her baby daddy, she took that as words that meant you had to use deadly force. Crazy word. Electronic monitoring would not in any way, shape, or form mitigate the threat that this defendant poses. Crazy work, y'all. But look, this is the crazy part, right? Look what the judge had to say. Look, I give no faith that she would be able to comply with electronic monitoring or that it could protect the community. They said the community is not safe. How could them, listen, hear me out, y'all. She played Batman. She played Captain Savalos in a conversation. This was just a conversation. Romeca pulled up. According to them, they didn't read it a lot. The witnesses missed 10 minutes of action. It was 10 minutes of action before the gunshots. You know what you can do in 10 minutes? So they're over there having a civilized conversation. What's going on, Los? What you mean? You know he's slow as a box of rocks. What you mean? What's going on? He's drooling and shit. Crazy work, right? So she's like, yeah, you think I'm stupid? She said, you think I'm stupid? And she go, hold on. You're not gonna talk to him like that. You're not gonna talk to him like that. And that's why she a danger to the community, because she had just butt her head in anybody conversation. That didn't have shit to do with her. But look what the judge had to say right here. This is great. Look, this part. This part tripped me out. This is the judge full statement on the witnesses. Now, this was when I said that her lawyer gets paid to lie. So that's what lawyers do. They'll lie for you. You know what I'm saying? Her lawyer is not doing nothing wrong. This is the story that she presenting the bullshit to the judge that she want them to present. You know, that's crazy work. However, the lawyer had said that this happened at Carlos' house, that they was at the residence. They tried to play it like Carlos' house is right across the street from the school. So the judge had to jump in. This is my part, right? This is actual his words. Everything I just read is not my words. They're my words from the state, except the cuss word parts. That's me. All me. Cuss words, all me. First team, all me. Type shit. Crazy work. However, look, the judge full statement on the witnesses. This is the judge. The court say, he say, hold on. He said, what address you say? He said, I believe it was 50-something in Cermak. It's the corner of State and Cermak. This is a stone throw from each other. The victim stops her car after she sees the defendant and the witness. She didn't just stop the car after she saw Quadasia. The witness was there. Crazy work. And there's an argument that ensues. Now, this is a busy intersection. Pay attention to this, y'all. This is the part. This is why she is cooked. It don't matter what judge gets this case. It don't matter who. Stevie Wonder can get this case. He see she cooked. Stevie Wonder could be the next judge. And off these statements alone, she was 100% wrong. And she's cooked. Because this is, anybody that's here that's on some, you go to law school type shit, play the back seat. Come back. This is for the common sense people. Let's use our common sense. 100% common sense. And this statement from the judge shows he has common sense, and anybody else that look at this case will have common sense. Right? Now, the victim stops her car after she sees the defendant and the witness. And there's an argument that ensues. Now, this is a busy intersection. Now, it is rush hour. There's people all around. It is obviously broad daylight, and several witnesses are noticing what's going on. Romeca doing that U-turn, because that's abnormal. Technically depends on where you at, but U-turn broad daylight during rush hour, that's abnormal. We'll give Romeca that. That was abnormal, but that ain't wrong. But what Romeca did when she did that U-turn, y'all, I want y'all to understand this part. When Romeca did that U-turn, she put all eyes on them. Romeca kept the case alive. Rest in peace to Romeca. But by her doing that U-turn, this is the reason that the case is alive. This is the reason that the witnesses seen what they saw. Type shit. Because I don't give a damn. It's a white car in broad daylight at 9 o'clock. Just bust a U-turn. You don't know if it's about to be a drill or not. Everybody on alert. What the hell going on? Then you got Candyman Los over there. You know the community don't fuck with him. Type shit. According to Pookie, they've been extorting this nigga for years. Type shit. So they all eyes on him. Oh, they finally about to get his ass. Oh, it's his baby mama. That's why the witnesses was like, that's the baby mama that be dropping the son off. However, y'all remember, it's broad daylight. Romeca do the U-turn, all eyes on them. According to the state, this the judge, right? There's people all around. It's obviously broad daylight, and several witnesses are noticing what's going on. I would notice that most of these witnesses don't know anybody. Look, most of these witnesses don't know anybody. They have no stake in the game. They don't know the context. They're not shading what they have by life experience with the parties. They just look what the judge is saying, y'all. They're just literally random bystanders who happen to be observing this thing. And they all tell pretty much blink, blink, blink type shit. Blame that on the person who typed this shit up. The person at the court. This is the judge's words, but y'all know the stenographers be missing shit, right? The ones who describe it, it is all described pretty much the same way, that initially the father is acting in between the two females, trying to keep them apart. Everyone notes that the victim is unarmed, and at one point the witness was pushing the defendant away from the victim while the victim stood with her arms crossed, which is not even remotely a threatening gesture. So she over there, they having she just did a U-turn, y'all. How can't you be a witness to that? A person just bust a U-turn at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's kids and shit out here. Jerked it. Romeca say, you liar? She folded her arms so he can explain himself. In any video that we saw, Romeca was supposed to be the aggressor toward him. Didn't Romeca give him a chance to explain himself? Yes or no, y'all? Stop me when I'm lying. Then every time Romeca pulled up on him in those fake videos that can't stop doing that, Gary Coleman. Don't ask the man, did he give Pookie the videos? How else he got the videos? Them his videos. If he didn't give Pookie the videos, who he gave them to? Either that or Pookie is the greatest hacker in the world. Is you fucking crazy? That's like me filming a video right now, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, somebody in the chat got the video. How you get that? I gave it to you. It's just fucking stupid. People was crazy. Batshit crazy. Right? Crazy work, y'all. But the moral of the story here is Romeca pulled up to talk to him, gave him a chance to explain himself like she always do. Shorty jumped into the business. Now, I don't know how swift Romeca is with the hands. If y'all saw one of my present videos, I said you can smack the shit out of somebody. They don't even know they got the shit smacked out of you. Type shit. Sometimes it depends on how good you is with a smack. My daddy is a cold. He used to be cold with those smacks. Type shit. Or smack. I didn't see them smack a many of a niggas. Right? You damn. He smacked and the nigga act like it never happened. You back kicking it with him. That's a clean smack. Right? Romeca probably did give her a clean smack because she aggressed the conversation and interjected herself into the conversation between Carlos and Romeca. Now, after she get the clean smack, she distraught. He pushed Shorty back. You got the shit smacked out of you. Gone. Shorty couldn't take it. Shorty couldn't take it. If that's true, the smack true, which we don't know, type shit. We do know. He pushed him back. He pushed her back first, type shit. Now, how he started whipping Romeca ass is because Romeca not about to play with him. This is what I feel. This is in my belief. Romeca was not about to play with him. This is a situation, Shorty tweaking. You pushing her back ain't enough, and you trying to push me back ain't enough, motherfucker. You got to detain her. Romeca looking like, get her. This my son's school. I have the right to be here. Get that bitch. And he probably, he go back to his old ways. He be putting his hands on women. He can't talk it out with them. Is you fucking crazy. Now check this out. Crazy work. Now that's all according to the y'all see what the judge said. This is the actual judge statement. Crazy work. Now let's get into this other part where they saying the only thing that she got on her belt is a retail theft. Background retail theft. The court, all right, finding out probable cause. Jerstein is satisfied. Background. Mr. Picara, by the way of background, Your Honor, the defendant has a 2014 misdemeanor retail theft out of Lake County for which she received supervision. The judge said, all right, very good. The judge didn't say, oh, man, that was some years back. No. You know why? Type shit. Let me tell y'all something. The reason that your background matters, especially in some shit like this, is because they're trying to see, would you do it again? Now, in 2014, she went to jail for retail theft, which is crazy because a lot of people was over here saying we was lying on her when we say she be stealing clothes. When she stole Romeca clothes, whole time her background got something on it for stealing clothes. But what's crazy about that is, y'all, the point is, would she do it again? If we let her out of jail, would she murder again? In 2014, she went to jail for retail theft. In 2025, we see her over here with her baby daddy using a fraudulent card. True, the baby daddy.
I just need a hole in my ear.
These ones are 65 and it goes up depending on the size that you choose.
Come on, hey, look at these fucking fake motherfuckers going crazy. Look.
And then these are 90.
Damn, 90?
What?
I'm paying with this though, this card right there though. Fuck that.
Now, she was with Carlos the weekend. Listen, this is what they say. People say dumb criminals, right? 9 times out of 10, if you're not a smart criminal, if you don't decide to leave that life of crime alone, you're going to redo the same thing that got you locked up in the first place. September 6th, this was September 6th through September 8th, she was a criminal. On September 6th, he took a card that you knew was fraudulent and paid for your shit and your son earrings and his shit, right? That goes into the retail theft. They had you under surveillance, right? Did they forget that? They still got them under surveillance. These people think just because that they got multiple phones, that just because, listen, this is the crazy, to me, this is the dumbest shit in the world. I would never in my life listen to a person that been to jail for a crime tell me how to get away with that crime. I would never in my motherfucking life. Batshit crazy, right? However, this is crazy work. Y'all see the fact that in 2014, retail theft was something she had to deal with, right? Then 2025, September 6th, she back on the retail theft shit. She got a fraudulent card. Crazy work type shit, y'all. Then she commit murder. Now, the murder part is because he's a felon around pistols. When you the reason felons can't be around pistols is because if you put a felon around a gun, some felon shit gonna happen. Somebody gonna get robbed, somebody gonna get shot, all sorts of shit. What happened September 6th through September 8th, y'all? Was crimes not committed? Why would they let her out to the community? The same community she's supposed to love and help, she went to Claire's, in the mall, that's somebody's Claire's that need that money to stay afloat. Since 2020, businesses have been struggling, and they used a fraudulent card. How is they helping the community take money from the? It's just fucking crazy. It's just fucking crazy, man. Right? Today's moral of the story is, right, I just read the statements from the judge, from the prosecution. Fuck the prosecution. Fuck the defense. This is a judge, the same judge that deal with other judges, that go to chambers with other judges, that golf with other judges. If that judge felt like that, and he didn't put no sauce on them ribs, in broad daylight, keep it real. Let's knock off everything. Let's take away the fact that she might have got the shit smacked out of her. Why would you pull your gun out in broad daylight with kids around, with your son in the car, and your baby daddy standing right behind her? You was that thirsty to kill this woman? You was that thirsty to be a Chirac savage? You're not from Chicago. You're letting them, every day y'all hear these people send them off. All these people that's supposed to be from Chicago, all these older gentlemen are sending her off. She comfortable in jail. You hear them say stupid shit. Oh, she comfortable in jail. Oh, she all right. She in a good division. She eating good. Nigga, in jail? Is you fucking crazy? Because she is. You put your gun, you had time to think. The judge said when Romeca parked her car, that's the reason all the attention was on them. So everybody had time to think and analyze the situation. How come the person with the gun didn't have time to think and analyze the fucking situation? How? Is you crazy? So I want people, y'all know I don't be tripping type shit. So if the fake Holly Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, whatever they supposed to be, whatever team they want to be, they're not gonna read that shit out. They will never read that shit out. But they can use all my other shit. They can use all my other shit. They don't want to use the shit. They don't use all the shit. They be using bits and pieces. They be using bits and pieces of shit. They don't want to use that. Use the statements from the judge. Let me bring it back for you. Crazy work. Crazy motherfucking work. Use this statement. Type shit. What he said, the exact address of the school. What he said that Romeca parked her car in a busy intersection. Anybody could have got them bullets, and that's why she will never get out of jail. Stamped and approved. She's not getting out of jail because she almost killed the fucking community. I could have been walking down the street. This your boy Big Keys. Keys gets the... That bitch shot me. I'm about to go get me a piece. Fuck, if she would have shot me in my arm, I'm going to go get me some. But I'm about to go get the hell no. You crazy? Anybody could have got it that day. You could have been, he said, a busy intersection. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Rush Hour. Is y'all fucking crazy, man? All right, I'm gonna leave it to y'all. Type shit. I'm gonna leave it to y'all. Do what y'all want with this information. I ain't gonna keep y'all here long. This your boy Big Keys. Keys against the world. We up out of here, man.
Worldwide terrorist, Chi-Town veteran. My swagger go dumb, but I'm highly intelligent.